There is a secret cabal that goes back thousands of years. The cabal has always had a much higher level of knowledge and knew a lot more compared to what the majority is aware of. When new societies or political factions were formed, then established, the cabal would overthrow and remove anyone in a high position of power to ensure that any advanced knowledge was removed from the public domain and into their secret societies. Whenever they took control of a country or region, the ancient spiritual texts and historical records were destroyed. New ones were created in order to disconnect humanity from its true origins and take control of their minds. Aryan priests and spiritual leaders such as the Druids were tortured to death. Those who had spiritual knowledge were mass murdered by the Inquisition. The witch trials in Germany killed the people of the white race in huge numbers, all with the intention of deleting the original history and rewriting a false history. The Nazarene and other fictitious religious models subconsciously create a powerful association with what is referred to as the God part of the brain. What happens is that the act of worship, which is energy, gets transferred and used, as we shall see later. Most people are unaware of the true nature of this game, which is to use various religions to separate people from the source. They make us believe that God is external, and reinforce this by using the savior programs to reinforce this. Prayer energy. The prayer energy in this world is beyond imagination. If a person is obsessed on an idea, then that generates thought energy. Now imagine what will happen if millions of people fixate on one idea. Thoughts become things. Human energy is most powerful when in great fear, usually when facing death or when dying. Fear effectively controls the world. That is why there has to be wars. The more violent, the more powerful. All the power needed to accomplish the job is in the sermons that are full of emotions and lies, as well as the mantras that endlessly repeat the doctrines. With the energy of the ignorant congregation and ignorant worshippers, the constant and powerful energy is manipulated by enemy adepts to control the world and let the people suffer eternal punishment. Subliminal messaging, hypnotic suggestions, sigils, archetypes, and wordplay programs the subconscious mind, and we create the reality they want us to experience. We also know for a fact that archetypes and sacred geometry also occurs in nature. It's all illusion. All you need to understand beyond this is that morphic resonance, or the hive mind, creates reality as a consensus of our mutual opinions of what it is. Change opinions, and reality changes right along with it. Our masters run that game for now, but opinion is becoming better informed. The mass mind is very powerful. The subconscious mind creates this 3D reality through subliminal suggestion. All of this has directly affected each and every one of us. Humanity has suffered unnecessarily because of the denial of this knowledge. People have been coerced over the centuries into paying for their own damnation to the tune of billions and billions of dollars to keep this lie prospering and continuing strong. The survival and prosperity of this vicious hoax on humanity requires only one thing: a lack of knowledge. A masterful job has been done to get humanity to this level of spiritual weakness and complete ignorance. These so-called religions are built upon murder, torture, and lies, and the only way any lie of this magnitude can survive is to create more and more lies and destroy the peoples who know the truth. Religion is nothing more than a program. There is nothing religious or spiritual about it. That is why millions of people suffer depression, hopelessness, and confusion about life. The Bible. To really understand the Bible and see the truth, one must be very well educated in the occult. Most of the legends of the gods are allegories. Everything you read in the Christian Judeo-Bible was taken from the pagan religion, which predates Judaism for hundreds and even thousands of years. By forcing people to believe that these parables are real characters and real places, the Vatican was able to acquire wealth, power, and control. The Bible is used as a very powerful tool, full of parables with subliminal messages and occult numbers taken and corrupted from ancient religions. In order to make the Bible believable and instill fear in people, it has been infused with psychic power and energy. If someone who has the necessary knowledge really opens his eyes, the spell will be broken. The entire underlying theme of the Judeo-Christian Bible is the establishment of the fictitious history of the chosen people in the mass mind. This is forcibly drummed into the minds of Gentiles and non-Gentiles from day one, creating a powerful subliminal thought form which is manifested into reality. What the mass mind believes has power, and the energy to make manifest in reality as thoughts are energy. The Bible of today is like a watered-down version of Star Wars without the Force. C-3PO and no Luke Skywalker. You're just left with the Death Star and the damnation heralded by Darth Vader. It is this supernatural force and knowledge of how it works and what the creative energy is, which is responsible for the universe, such as the Essenes, the knowledge of the Force, and the invisible, mystical powers beyond the outer rim of the universe. The creative power of the Godhead, which is essentially what Gnosticism focuses on. The true pagan Christian doctrines remaining are hidden in the Vatican archives. The Druid's Bible, the world's most mysterious book. Just yards away from the HQ of the Skull and Bones fraternity on the campus of Yale University is a small book kept under immense security. The best cryptographers, mathematicians, and linguists in the world all failed to decipher this book. To be able to understand this book of magic, one needs to have training in magic and knowledge of the spiritual world. This small book is written in codes and used a language similar to the pre-medieval Slovakian. There are spells and incantations to channel the occult energies of planets and stars to achieve power and enlightenment through the use of herbal potions. Do you now understand why all teacher plants, roots, and fungi are made illegal? The Yale Treasure is just one of the few books written in codes before 1525. It is believed to be written between 1404 and 1438. Though it is just a copy, not a single part of the vellum is scratched to make way for a correction. A team of NSA cipher experts also tried their luck in the early 1950s. One must be a druid to be able to decipher the secret code and understand this book. Kabbalah. The word Kabbalah, which is not Judaic in origin, is a modification of the word Ka-ba-ank. The Kabbalah was inherited from the Egyptians and modified by the Kabbalistic descendants. A lot of people are not familiar with the Egyptian Kabbalah. The true Kabbalah teaches very powerful four-dimensional meditations where specific chants, tones, and vibrations are applied to various aspects of the soul. The runes used are based on the constellations and are very close to the original writing our ancestors passed on to us. The script used is also very similar to the shape of ancient cuneiform letters. Each letter line connects to a specific shape, like the planets of the constellation. This is just a brief summary of the complex instructions that require much study. The runic Kabbalah, which is the key to using the runes, was lost. The penalty for possessing or using the script was death, and the Druids were killed for extensively using the runic Kabbalah. All spiritual knowledge was removed and destroyed. All that is left in public circulation are desecrated, corrupted, and defiled remnants of sacred knowledge. Infiltration. All occult societies were later infiltrated. Just as Christianity replaced the original religions, the Cabal pushed Hebrew letters and mysticism on secret societies. This replaced the original runes and teachings. You will see later exactly why this was done. YHVH, aka Yahweh, Jehovah, is nothing more than a system of magic. YHVH, known as the Tetragrammaton, represents the four corners and elements, as does INRI, along with the four Gospels. These represent the four corners of magic and the four elements that are so important in any magical working. The cross is a symbol representing dense matter. Each point of the cross corresponds to one of its four elements: water, fire, air, and earth. These four elements are the nails that crucify the unified man. Pinned down onto his material body or cross, man awaits patiently for the time when his unified spirit will abandon the material world in order to enter the regions of the higher mental plane. Is it then possible that the case of the mystic Hitler, who through the Tibetan monks came in contact with the Vril power and the teachings of the masters of subthonic Shambhala, Agartha, was nothing more than another unsuccessful attempt for the creation of united Europe? After all, the alternating positive and negative power of this world belongs to one of two faces of one and the same coin. Some careful observers might have noticed the SS cross placed on their uniforms near the energy center of the throat, and the resemblance it bears to the cross of Saint-Germain Malta's cross. On the walls of the Christian catacombs in Rome, the symbol of the swastika appears next to the words Zotiko Zotiko, which means life of life. It can also be found on the window openings of the mysterious Lalibela rock churches of Ethiopia and in various other churches around the world. The Cabal reversed and inverted a lot of meanings. The Virgin Mary replaced Ashtoreth. The Moses legend was taken from Sargon. Both were born in secrecy, left in a reed basket to float down the river and adopted by royalty. And Abraham was taken from Hindu Brahma. Brahma in Sanskrit means many, The endless list goes on and on. Remember, the word Satan equals knowledge or enlightenment. This is known in the inner occult circles. Satan is also derived from the word Saturn. Satan in Hebrew means the enemy or adversary. Satan in Sanskrit means truth. Let's do this one more time. Shaitan is the Arabic word for Satan, meaning knowledge. Did you understand that? I said the Arabic word equivalent to Satan in Hebrew. Saitan in Arabic, meaning astray or distant, sometimes the devil. This is why mind control programs involved in sacrifice and other perverted programs incorporate the devil and Satan, so the participants and general public steer away from the occult. Interesting to note, Henry Ford named his automobile models Model A, N, S. Model T stopped, and they began to produce another car called, now get this, the Model A again. So what really gives here? Those letters A, N, S, T, A, when rearranged to portray the real intent, which spells Satan. Henry Ford made a ton of money selling supplies to the Nazis in World War II. Knowledge is the enemy of man.